Hello, I'm Wade Davies, and I am the president of the Knoxville Bar Association. This is an election year, and we have judges on the ballot on August the 7th. We've got contested races for some of our local judgeships, and we have elections in which we decide whether to retain or replace our appellate court judges. Those are the justices of the Tennessee Supreme Court, the judges of the Court of Appeals, and the judges of the Court of Criminal Appeals. I want to do two things. First, I want to encourage you to vote. And second, I want to share with you some of the great work that members of the Knoxville Bar Association have done in putting together our Get to Know Your Judicial Candidates website. Most of what I'm going to say and be talking about today is contained on that site. And let me tell you, it's very easy to find. All you have to do is go to knoxbar.org, and that site will take you right to the menu. I said I wanted to encourage you to vote, and let me just tell you why. The turnout for these elections is going to be low. So, just a small number of special interest voters could really skew the election. In this election, I promise you, your vote will matter. So please tell all your friends as well. Make a list and just spend maybe even 30 seconds talking to each person about why that person should vote on August the 7th. And if they want to know why is this important, even if you never intend to see the inside of a courtroom, it is extremely important for us in Tennessee to continue to have courts where people can go and feel like they're being treated fairly by an impartial judge. It's equally important for the business community in Tennessee to have courts that they know will follow the rules. So at the Knoxville Bar Association, we won't tell you how to vote, but we do want to help people figure out the best candidates for them and to help them make informed decisions on the retention elections as well. So since last fall, the Judicial Committee of the Knoxville Bar Association has been working on our Get to Know Your Judicial Candidates section of the KBA website to provide information about candidates running for judge in 2014. First, you can find the biographies of all the candidates and information about each court. This information, which is delivered in a straightforward and easy to understand format, provides a convenient way for voters in Knox County to get nonpartisan information about candidates running for judge so they can make an informed decision at the ballot box. If you want to be able to see the local candidates in person, there will be several candidate forums throughout the county before the election. So, how do you evaluate a candidate for judge? I know it can be tricky to figure out who the best candidate is if you never go to court. So let me suggest a few things that can help you figure it out. I look at it a little bit like going to the doctor. If you need a recommendation for a specialist, I think the best thing to do is to ask a doctor or nurse that you know and trust for a recommendation. So, first, you can ask your lawyer friends what they think. But you don't have to take their word for it. You can evaluate the person's qualifications for yourself. There are several questions that you might want to ask. Has the person served as a judge? Or how long has the candidate been practicing law? Have people that you trust endorsed the candidate? As an attorney, did the candidate handle a variety of cases such as tax law or divorce law? And specifically, did the candidate handle cases that are relevant to that position? For example, if a person is running for the Chancery Court, Did that person have a chancery court practice? And if the person is a judge already, has he or she presided over a variety of trials? And maybe most importantly, is the candidate considered to be impartial? Now, we also have what I refer to as the retention elections for the appellate courts. So in August, the state Supreme Court justices and the Court of Appeals and Court of Criminal Appeals judges will be subject to what's called a retention vote. So voters will choose either to retain or to replace when they're in the voting booth. You've probably heard a little bit about this election, at least as far as the Supreme Court goes, and the controversy that has been created by a campaign to unseat the 3 Supreme Court justices who are up for retention. It's important to understand that appellate judges have a much different role than trial judges. Their job is not just to determine how they think the case should come out. Appellate judges generally don't decide issues like who is telling the truth or even which side they think has the better argument. They are there to determine whether the trial court applied the law correctly and to make sure the law is applied fairly in the same way all across the state. So, voters have to decide whether the Supreme Court and the other appellate courts have been doing their jobs, which are deciding cases based on the facts and a fair application of the law and the Constitution. Those decisions about whether to retain a judge should be informed by the facts, not by incomplete information or partisan posturing. The judicial branch is the one branch of our government that's to be removed from partisan politics, and it's up to the voters to ensure that this remains true in Tennessee. So a vote to retain means you would like to see this judge remain on the bench, while a vote to replace means for some reason you no longer wish this judge to remain on the bench. Any judge who is not retained will be replaced through an appointment process. Our system in Tennessee includes a built-in evaluation process. It's something called the Judicial Performance Evaluation Commission. The commission is a group selected by both the Speaker of the Senate and the Speaker of the House to evaluate each judge's performance, including whether that judge has performed his or her job in an unbiased and non-political manner. The commission has got both lawyers and non-lawyers serving on it. One of the most important things that they do is to conduct confidential surveys of people who have appeared before the judges. Some of the criteria that they use are whether the judge has knowledge and understanding of the law, an ability to communicate, preparation and attentiveness, service to the profession, and working with other people. So in 2014, after a full evaluation, the Commission recommends retention of all of the judges on the ballot. Our website has the report of the Judicial Performance Evaluation Commission, and it has a report on each judge. I would encourage you to take a look at that report. It's not long with regard to each judge in evaluating whether that person should be retained. Now, unfortunately, there is a good deal of misinformation about judges. And think about it. Judges preside over emotionally charged cases where the stakes are high. And usually one side, or sometimes both sides, are not happy with the outcome. People get mad at judges. There have been criticisms this year of specific Supreme Court cases. I can't detail all of them here, but there are resources available for you to be able to judge whether the court has been following the law. There are objective summaries of those cases, really, so you can see for yourself. Sometimes judges decide cases in a way that you don't agree with. I know that's true in my practice. But when you're casting a vote, it's not just about whether you agree with everything that judge has done, but whether, based on your evaluation, you believe that judge has done his or her best to apply and follow the law. This year, the ballot is long, so when you finally do go to the voting booth, you're really going to have to stick with it in order to cast a vote for each of these appellate judges. And I looked at the sample ballot, and the judicial races are near the end of the ballot. So please hang in there and make it through all of the retention votes. At the Knoxville Bar Association, we believe that when voters understand what judges do and how the courts are supposed to work, they're more likely to vote for judges possessing character, integrity, impartiality, and a willingness to decide cases on the evidence presented and the law, not on political or special interest agendas or out of a fear of unpopularity. The Knoxville Bar Association hopes that you'll take just a little time to evaluate each of the candidates on the merits and be sure to cast an informed vote on August the 7th. And encourage your friends to do the same. Thank you very much.